Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for joining us for Jamaica Magazine. On our show today, treatment methods to ensure your water is safe for consumption and to get you ready for the Independence Period Festival garb. After this short message, the news, and then we'll delve into those features and others. Stay with us.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your GIS News for Friday, June 23. Government is working towards the September 2018 timeline to begin the first phase of enrollment for the National Identification System, NIDS. Acting Chief Technical Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Jacqueline Lynch Stewart, says centers and mobile units will be set up across the island in addition to online platforms. Jamaican citizens and legal residents will be able to pre-enroll online and then go into the centers to verify data to complete the process. Documents required will be birth and marriage certificates, divorce paperwork, government IDs, proof of address, and citizenship letter.
We will not, and I want to stress that because we will not, never considered it ever, collecting a DNA. Political affiliation and sexual orientation is omitted, and it states so in the bill. Once a bill is passed, and remember it's a bill now, so it's a proposal. Once a law is passed, whatever is in the law is what we are able to ask persons to provide to us.
Mrs. Lynch Stewart was addressing journalists at a media briefing on Wednesday. She says the Registrar General's Department will be transformed into the new authorized body to administer the National Identification System. The name will be changed to the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, and will fall under the Office of the Prime Minister.
The functions of the RGD, that is the civil registry, will continue within NIRO, and then NIRO also has the responsibility for identity management.
The national rollout of NIDS is set for April 2019. Government is putting together an Integrated Resource Plan, IRP, to guide the development of a modern energy sector in Jamaica. The plan is slated for completion later this year. Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley says the IRP will establish the projected electricity demand for a 20-year period. It will also help to determine the generating capacity and technologies that will be required to satisfy the demand for the period.
In addition, the IRP will inform the procurement of new generating capacity going forward, as well as the investment requirements for the transmission and distribution system over the medium to long term, so that for the first time in Jamaica's history, the energy sector will be developed in a structured way consistent with the national energy policy.
Government will be increasing benefits under the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education PATH for primary and secondary schools starting September. Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid says the state will begin paying personal insurance for students who are part of the program. The minister was on a tour of the Tatius Golding High School, where over 75% of the students are enrolled on PATH. He pointed out that PATH also pays the exam fees for up to 8 CSEC subjects and covers technical exams offered by City and Guilds and NVQJ.
So we are doing all that we can to make sure that you are provided with a quality education and opportunity for your own educational advancement. I call upon you, therefore, as was exhibited in the skit, take these opportunities very seriously, embrace them, display good values.
With additional assistance from Member of Parliament Christopher Tufton and the principal of Tatius Golding High, students of the institution will be receiving book vouchers amounting to $2,000 ahead of the new academic year. Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, is calling for collective wide stakeholder participation in dispelling misconceptions about ganja to stem misuse, especially among children.
It means you are who are in the court system or who are providing counseling, being aware. You have to kind of give that lecture almost every time you have to deal with the problem until it seeps through, until it gets into the minds and the mindset and the psychic of the society.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at a recent Children's Drug Treatment Program seminar held at the Knutsford Court Hotel. He said the decriminalization of ganja was being misinterpreted by many as a free-for-all, but stressed that its use remained illegal.
We need to find solutions to allow the law to be pursued in its current course and to be enhanced where necessary. But don't find a solution that creates additional problems for us from a public policy and public health perspective.
And finally, government has received 5,000 bags of cement to help persons affected by the recent flood rains, particularly those in eastern parishes. The donation comes from the Dominican Republic Cement Company, Domicem, through its Jamaican office, Buying House Cement. 5,000 bags of their anchor cement were presented to government representatives at the company's warehouse in the Montego Freeport yesterday. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the gift follows Prime Minister Andrew Holness's recent visit to the Dominican Republic, where he met with the country's president, Danilo Medina, and private sector interests. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Too much killing, so much blood spilling, the people can't take it no more. What are the leaders doing? The system is in ruin, people ain't feeling secure. Bless the love, well this is Warrior King, and right now, me appeal to all the youths them, the crime and violence make no sense. Killing an innocent brother and sister, it only send it to the morgue or to the prison. So let's all live in peace and love and unity, okay? A gang is a dead end. Bless the love.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Don't make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
This country's potable water is ranked among the best globally. This is largely due to the stringent treatment methods of the National Water Commission. Whether it's during times of flooding or drought, the water you receive in your tap is safe for consumption. Watch this.
The human body cannot function without water. While you may live for up to 3 weeks without food, you cannot go more than a week without water. From breaking down the food we eat so the body can use it, to helping us heal when we get sick, water is needed for almost every process that takes place in the body. And although 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, drinking it directly from seas, rivers, wells or aqueducts may make you sick. Untreated water contains bacteria and other germs, as well as chemicals that may be dangerous to the body. So in order to get the water from here to here safely, it has to be treated. Water treatment processes differ depending on the source. If the water is coming from a river, for example, here at the Negro River in St. Thomas, it usually goes through an extensive treatment process before reaching the pipe.
Here is where we do the first type of treatment in the form of sedimentation and screening. Behind me you can see where we screen the bigger stuff like the sticks, the stones,
and debris, then we come down to the sediment where we separate the sand from the stones. And then this water will leave from St. Thomas and pipe into Kingston via a pipeline into the Mona Reservoir.
The Mona Reservoir is the island's largest raw water storage facility and provides the liquid to over 30% of people living in Kingston and St. Andrew. If this is where you get your water, here is where the next step in the treatment process occurs.
Here in the reservoir, we allow for maximum levels of mixing, maximum levels of aeration, as can be done here at the facility. We also, at the reservoir, you allow for settling out of the silt and the suspended particles, dirt particles, that would otherwise be in the raw water. We then take the water from the reservoir and take it to the Mona treatment plant.
At the treatment plant, chemicals are added to further purify the water. Chlorine is first added to kill bacteria.
You have stages that include flocculation, where we actually add chemicals to the water that allow those microscopic dirt particles that are still in the water to be brought together in what we call flocks, and then we are able to skim it off and remove it from the water.
The water is then passed through filters which contain layers of sand, gravel, charcoal or synthetic materials that remove remaining small particles. The final stage is disinfection. Here, chlorine is added to kill any other bacteria or germ.
Ensuring that we have what we refer to as chlorine residual that goes with the water, so that as the water travels along the pipeline to our customers, should it come in contact with any germs along the way, there is enough chlorine residual in that water to destroy those germs and still be delivered to the customer in good quality.
The water is tested all throughout the treatment process to ensure that what you get in your pipe meets World Health Organization standards.
For several years running, the National Water Commission has won the best tasting water in the Caribbean. We have also been acknowledged by the various arms of the United Nations at different points in time as having one of the best quality water in the hemisphere.
That is definitely something we can drink to.
Businessmen and women, members of the MSMEs, no longer do you have to visit several government agencies to register a company or business name. Visit the COJ. They are willing and prepared to assist you in filling out the new business registration form, more commonly known as the super form.
The overwhelming response from the majority of our customers is, why did this take so long to happen? There are persons who actually waited until January 2nd to come here to do their business because they wanted to avoid going to multiple government departments.
Click on ocrjamaica.com for more details.
The government is working to eliminate waste and minimize acts of corruption within the public sector. Take a look.
The Commission for the Prevention of Corruption was established to eliminate dishonest or illegal practices within government services by enforcing the Corruption Prevention Act.
The aim of the Corruption Prevention Act is to ensure that the public servant in his dealings is fair, honest, and not corrupt.
As part of ensuring that happens, the Commission for the Prevention of Corruption is entrusted with receiving and keeping records of statutory declarations made by public servants. That's basically a list of assets, liabilities, and income. Public officials should make a statutory declaration every year if they earn over $2 million annually.
And the $2 million is all perquisites of office: salary, traveling, uniform, robing, whatever it is that may be given.
But there are some categories of persons who have to make that declaration even if they earn less than $2 million. They include parish councillors, police personnel, members of the military, customs officers, and persons employed to the Island Traffic Authority.
Since January 2003, public servants have been required to give statutory declarations on an annual basis. For it to be in keeping with the Act, statutory declarations must be given within 3 months of December 31 of each year.
That means select public officials have until March 31 of the following year to make their statutory declarations. So what exactly does one disclose on the declaration form? Well, information is needed about the assets of yourself, spouse, or children living with you, supported by bank statements. One would also be required to disclose investments and life insurance policies.
Salary details and particulars, liabilities such as loans that you may have undertaken, and it also covers the fact that you may have acquired new assets since the last reporting period or disposed of assets during that period.
Such information will help the Commission determine whether a public official is participating in any dishonest activity through or while being employed in the public service.
They are not taking bribes. They are not increasing their assets unwillingly or unwittingly or using their office for gain.
If the Commission comes across anything that doesn't add up,
what the Commission has to do is to report the matter to the Director of Public Prosecution, who then initiates the action. And that is ongoing.
And the Commission is ramping up activities to get public officials to file their declarations, especially since only 50% of the 36,000 individuals are actually complying with the law. Trials have been ongoing. If public officials fail to file their declarations or make a false declaration, upon conviction, they may face a fine of up to $200,000, be imprisoned for up to 2 years, or face both a fine and imprisonment. On the other hand, if one is convicted of corruption in a resident magistrate's court, in the first instance, they will face up to $1 million in fines, 2 years imprisonment, or both. If one is a repeat offender, the fine goes up to $3 million, 3 years in prison, or both. The penalties get stiffer if one is convicted of corruption in the circuit court. First offenders will face up to $5 million in fines, up to 5 years in prison, or both. For repeat offenders, it's up to $10 million, up to 10 years in prison, or both. The Commission for the Prevention of Corruption, using statutory declarations to assess the assets and liabilities of select public officials, stamping out dishonest practices, building integrity in the public service. For more information, contact the Commission at 968-6227 or visit their website cpcpd.gov.jm. Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world. First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint. An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Independence 55 celebrations have started, and if you didn't know, red, emerald, gold and black are this year's fashion colors. Keep your eyes tuned on this next feature for outfit ideas to keep you fashionable this Emerald anniversary.
This year the fashion turn up loud, with enough and plenty, colorful and proud. Color up the thing with black, green and gold. Add some red, that's brilliant and bold. Yes man, we're the vibes, it's 55. Rally round the red, green and gold. Dressmaker and designer, we want you to sew church clothes, casual clothes, evening clothes you can show.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw? We reach a the aging. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
The Prime Minister's National Youth Awards for Excellence is back, with new categories and more awards for the nation's young people. After a 3-year break, the awards will again be handed out in November for excellence in agriculture, sports, youth in service, arts and culture, journalism, entrepreneurship, academics, and leadership. For the first time, awards will also be presented for excellence in innovation, science and technology, and environmental protection. 55 young persons who have demonstrated outstanding and consistent voluntary service at the community level will also receive a special Jamaica 55 award. As a bonus, recipients will be eligible for project grants from the Youth Ministry to further their community work. So if you know a worthy youth between the ages of 15 and 29 years, nominate him or her for recognition in the 2017 Prime Minister's Youth Awards. And you, man or woman, you can also nominate yourself. Deadline is August 31. Click on moey.gov.jm or youthjamaica.com for a nomination form or collect a copy at any youth information center. Nominate a youth today as we seek to encourage the country's future leaders to do the work that will truly make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Speeding through life and the traffic lights till somebody get hurt and the tears start cry. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives. Make the road safe whether day or night, for pedestrians, passengers, cars and bikes. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives.
Hey man, it's our job to keep the road them safe. Have to take care of the youth them so we know them safe. And obey the road code, don't race. No bother with the speeding, cause make face. And check your light them at your tires and brakes. Riders and the pillions who left the helmet. Aye, put on the cell phone, no send no text. No matter what color they on your plate.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt for keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road.
Hey, follow me. Well, everybody drive good and walk good. Then teach the youth them how to cross good. I beg you obey the road signs, park good. And put the young ones in a car seats, all good. And everybody drive good and walk good. And we say young and old, I beg you cross good. Remember the dark close at night, that is not good. From you I use up the sidewalk, it's all good.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road. When you're on the road, when you're on the road.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but there's a lot more to see on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you may find relevant information on government projects and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on other social media sites, or you may download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.